Good afternoon, friends. Today we will talk about the most relevant events in the world. The world today. Cooling water level at Zaporizhzhia nuke plant normal after Kakhovka Dam breach, watchdog. 2 civilians killed, 2 others wounded in shelling of Golaya Prystan evacuation point. Ukraine's military kept destroying Kakhovka HPP for over 6 months, says official. Russian forces repulse Ukrainian army's attack near Novodorovka in Zaporizhzhia area. And so let's get started. The water level required for cooling the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant remains normal after the destruction of the Kakhovka Hydropower Plant dam triggered massive flooding in the Kherson Region, Technical Supervisory Services told TASS. At the Zaporizhzhia NPP, out of 6 reactors 1 is continuing to operate. The water level for cooling the power units is normal. The cooling pond is used in a closed-circuit mode, TASS source said. On Wednesday, the International Atomic Energy Agency said that the Zaporizhzhia NPP continued to replenish the water needed for cooling its reactors using the Kakhovka reservoir. The water level continues to drop at a rate of 5 to 7 centimeters per hour after the dam at the Kakhovka HPP was destroyed. If the level drops below 12.7 meters, the intake water pumps will stop functioning. If all coolant ponds at ZNPP are filled, there will be enough water to cool the reactors and spent nuclear fuel for several months, the agency's source noted. On June 6, the Ukrainian military launched a missile attack on the Kakhovka Hydropower Plant, which resulted in the destruction of gate sluice valves at the HPP's dam, triggering an uncontrolled discharge of water. In nearby Novaya Kakhovka, the level of the reservoir reached 12 meters, but the water is currently receding. According to emergency services, there are 35 communities with a population of over 22,000 in the flood zone, and residents of nearby villages are being evacuated. The destruction of the hydropower plant has caused serious environmental damage, with farm fields along the Dnieper River being washed away. As well, there is a risk that the North Crimean Canal may run low and become too shallow. Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov described the strike on the Kakhovka hydropower plant as an act of deliberate sabotage by Ukrainian forces, adding that the Kyiv regime should bear all of the responsibility for its consequences. 2 people were killed and 2 others were wounded as a result of Ukrainian shelling of an evacuation point for civilians from the Kherson Region's town of Golaya Prystan, flooded after the collapse of the Kakhovka Hydroelectric Power Plant, acting Kherson Region Governor Vladimir Saldo said. Militants of the Kyiv regime committed a heinous crime today. They shelled an evacuation point for civilians in Golaya Prystan. 2 people were killed, including a pregnant woman, 33. 2 other people were wounded, they are being taken to hospital, he wrote on his Telegram channel. Ukrainian troops had been preparing for over 6 months to destroy the Kakhovka Hydroelectric Power Plant before delivering a final devastating strike. Novaya Kakhovka administration head Vladimir said on Thursday. As the mayor pointed out, by strange coincidence, the water level in the Kakhovka reservoir was raised by 1.5 meters before the Ukrainian military crushed the HPP's dam by its final strike on June 6. They carried out flights by drones over the area and they knew perfectly well where each rocket of the HIMARS system, the US-made multiple launch rocket system supplied to the Kyiv regime by Western countries, would hit its target, and they knew the HPP condition and delivered the final strike precisely against weak sections. That is, had been preparing and deliberately destroying the HPP for over 6 months. And why was the water level raised by over 1.5 meters in the Kakhovka reservoir almost a day or 2 before that? The mayor said in a live broadcast on Russia's TV Channel 1. Russia's Battlegroup East foiled the Ukrainian army's breakthrough attempt near Novodorovka in the Zaporizhzhia region and retained the advantageous frontier, Battlegroup spokesman Oleg Chekhov told TASS on Thursday. The Battlegroup's forces retained their positions thanks to the skillful operations by its personnel and Motor Rifle Company Commander Captain Rustem Kismatov, the spokesman specified. Captain Kismatov was at the forward defense line near the settlement of Novodorovka and skillfully organized combat operations of his unit, which timely uncovered the advancing enemy forces. The spokesman said, "This is what the world was like today. See you tomorrow."